There's a reason why swans are known to mate for life. They say nothing in life is black or white, but when it comes to swans, that couldn't be further from the truth. Because these birds truly have a monogamous relationship with their partners. They stick together through thick and thin, no matter what. But why? Why do they choose to stay with just one partner? What's so special about that one? And how do they even find them in the first place? To answer this question, we need to go back to nature's basics. You see, swans belong to a group of birds called waterfowl, which includes ducks, geese, and more. And when it comes to relationships, they all have something in common. They're basically all polygamists. That means a male will often mate with several females, but only one male will actually fertilize the eggs. The rest of the males are just there for the show. You see, the only way to ensure the survival of your offspring is to pass on your genes. And for waterfowl, the way to do that is to be the one and only male that fertilizes the eggs. But swans aren't any ordinary waterfowl. See? Their mating system is a little different. Even though they're also looking to pass on their genes, they don't want just any random swan to fertilize their eggs. They want to make sure it's the best quality sperm that gets to the egg. And the way they ensure that is by being picky. Swans take their time to find the perfect mate. They'll often perform elaborate courtship rituals, swimming around with their partners, bowing and posturing until they're ready to mate. Once they find the one, they'll stay with them for life. And that's because they know that their partner has the best quality sperm. So why waste time looking for someone new when you already have the perfect mate? Of course, sometimes the perfect mate can become unavailable. Maybe they pass away. Or maybe they get, abducted by humans who think it'd be funny to separate the two. But if a swan loses their partner, they'll often find a new one. It may take some time, but eventually they'll find another swan whose genes they like enough to pass on to their future offspring. And it's not just about having the best genes. Swans also need to have a compatible personality with their partner. You see, swans are highly social creatures and they rely on their partners for everything from finding food to protecting their young. So it's important that they get along well with each other. If a swan doesn't like the personality of their partner, they'll often break up and look for someone new. After all, spending your life with someone who you don't get along with would be pretty miserable, right? Being social creatures also means that swans need to keep up with all the gossip in their community. They need to know who's related to whom, who's the best at finding food, and most importantly, who's available. This is especially true during mating season when swans are looking for their perfect match. If a swan isn't up to date on the latest gossip, they may end up missing out on the perfect mate, that SYS. So important for swans to socialize and keep up with all the latest news. Now, it's not always easy being a swan. There are predators out there that would love to make a swan their next meal. That's why swans need to be constantly on guard and ready to defend themselves. Luckily, swans have each other and they'll often work together to take on predators. When a swan feels threatened, they'll often let out a loud honk to warn their partner. Then they'll both take off into the air, flying in a V formation to confuse the predator. If the predator is still on their tail, the swans will land in the water and swim away. Because, after all, a predator isn't going to chase them underwater, right? As you can see, swans have a lot going for them. They have a unique mating system that helps them find the perfect partner. They live in tight-knit communities and are constantly socializing with each other. And they know how to defend themselves against predators. No wonder they're able to live such long lives. After all, when you have everything you need to survive, you're bound to live a long and happy life.